Hello, and welcome to the Simple Task Planner Excel Template Quick Demo. This template is designed to help you make task management feel smooth and intuitive. For this template, I took the Advanced Task Manager and created a simpler version with the core structure. You can draw inspiration from this video to create your own tool or check out its functionalities if you think it could be a good fit for you. And if you love boosting your productivity with Excel, don't forget to explore my YouTube channel for more product demos, tutorials, and courses. Now that we're all set, let's dive straight into the good stuff. I want to use our time together to give you a quick overview of this template. Let's begin with the structure. So there are only two worksheets in this file. You've got your customization, where you will configure and customize your template, and you've got the tasks worksheet, which we'll use to define and update your tasks. Let's take a look at how you can customize your template. So in the customization worksheet, you can translate your template to any language or customize the labels used across the entire workbook. After you have made any changes, if that's your case, on the customization sheet, I suggest you save this file as a blank template from which you will create new copies. The most important thing here are the dropdowns here on this section on the left. You will customize the dropdown menus for the task attributes in the first section of the customization worksheet. Customize the elements for your tasks, status, priorities, and workflow stages. For status, the very last value, so this one, noted as completed in this example, will be used to mark your tasks as done whenever you're working on the task worksheet. Alright, now let's talk about how to add tasks in this template. You will use this table provided to define and manage all your tasks. You can change their attributes based on how they evolve over time. You will start by defining a task here on column D, followed by their attributes on columns E to K, where notes will be optional if you want to add any, and that's why it's grayed out on the header. You will use column C, so this one, with the checkboxes to mark tasks as completed. So for example, like this. Or you can also go to the status column on column I and select the completed status. It will have the same effect. As you can see, whenever you complete a task, they are visually formatted with light gray text and a strike-through effect. If a task attribute is defined, but the task value, so column D, is empty, so for example, what if I delete this? You will see that a yellow background will show up, indicating that the activity is missing. Now, column B here, the number, is just a value that goes from 1 to 1,000, and it's just for you to reference the ID or the number of the task. You can also come back to this table and change a task attribute based on its progress, keeping your list updated. One of the coolest features of this template is the highlight function, so located here at the very top. You can use the highlight function to add a background color to all those tasks that meet the criteria specified on top. Highlighting works with an AND logic, meaning that the tasks must meet all criteria specified to be highlighted. For example, what if happens if I have a high priority and then an in progress status? You see that only high and in progress gets highlighted. If I delete high, for example, then everything in progress gets highlighted. As you just saw, criteria are selected by using the dropdowns provided for workflow stage, priority, and status. And then here you can specify a date value if you want to match that as well. If you click the highlight overview checkbox here, you will notice that the checkbox will count as an additional criteria. So I right now have 2 criterion selected. And then here I have a total of the number of tasks that are highlighted. So in this case, I have 30 tasks highlighted. As soon as I hit the highlight overview, everything turned red and the highlighted also turned red. Now, in my example, by the way, I have formulas here with random numbers so that whenever I click anything, the values change. So just notice that obviously you wouldn't have random values, but in this example, that's why probably things seem a little bit jumpy. Finally, as you probably guessed, the progress bar here at the top will indicate the completion of your tasks. Now, this template is flexible enough for you to sort your list as well as add additional items. First, let's talk about sorting. Now, you can sort your tasks by any attribute or combination of attributes, that is the columns, using the Excel sort functionalities. I recommend you use the sort dialog box. So how do you do that? You pretty much select the entire table, so everything, including the headers. Then you go to your data. Then you click on sort. And then in this sort dialog box, you're going to specify which columns and order them by the order in which you want them sorted. So for example, if I wanna order by, say, status, and then I wanna order by stage, and then I wanna order by priority, and then I want my status to be alphabetical, my workflow stage as well, but my priority, for some reason, I want it in the other way, so in reverse order. Once you have selected every criteria that you want to sort by, then you will click on OK. And then, by the way, you also have to select My Data Has Headers, so that this sort dialog recognizes that the first row that you selected is in fact the name of the column by which you're sorting. Once you do that, you hit OK, and then everything gets basically sorted for you. Now, please ensure all columns are selected when sorting, otherwise Excel may sort out only a subset of the columns and then the data will be misaligned essentially. I'm going to hit Ctrl Z now. And now let's talk about how to add additional items here on this list. The template basically, as you just saw, comes pre-formatted with 1,000 rows. And that is just for convenience, but obviously there's room for much more since Excel has 1,000,000 rows in total. The way you're going to add additional rows is essentially you're going to select a formatted row, avoiding the first one and the very last one. So you can select anything between 1004 and 7. So let's say I select, let's just go to the end of my table. I'm going to add 10 additional items. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? From 307 to 316. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select by going here to the left and click on the row. As you can see, there's an arrow that changes from the square whenever I hit on the row number. And then I'm going to go all the way with Shift to 316, click again. And then once I'm here, I'm going to right click and then I'm going to do copy here at the top, sorry. Or you can also just do Control Copy if you don't want to go through these dialogue. So Control C. And then you can pretty much insert them anywhere except on before 6 and after 1004. Because if not, then you're going to break the functionality of everything here at the top. So for convenience, I would just add them at the very bottom of my last task. And you're going to hit Insert Copied Cell. So I'm going to hit right click on the row where I'm going to insert and then Insert Copied Cell. And then that has added my tasks. And I still see 1,000 obviously because these are numbers and they're not updated. But if I select the entire thing, I can see that I now have 1,010 items in total. So one last thing is that you have to adjust the task number or the task ID. So the easiest way to do that is to go here on the top and then just add a formula saying equals this plus 1. And then selecting the entire thing, Control down. And as you can see, it's now updated with 1,010. And then I hit Control Copy. And then I'm going to paste only values. And I have now updated it successfully. You could also have dragged these numbers down and updated them, but you have to drag them down 1,000 rows. So that's probably going to be much slower process. And you can repeat these process as needed. So you can insert, as you saw, multiple rows at once. You just have to make sure that you're always copying from and inserting into the valid range. So essentially from row 7 to row 1004. One last thing, what happens if you want to eliminate a completed task? So you might have noticed that whenever a task is completed, so let's do this. Now it's completed. It's still there in the list. It's just grayed out and it's essentially strike through. And remember, you can mark as completed either by checking this checkbox or by noting it here on the completed status. But what happens if you want to eliminate it? For a task to be eliminated automatically when marked as completed, or for it to be, say, migrated to a separate list, this workbook would require macros, and we're not walking down that path. So if you want to get rid of a task, whether it's completed or not, you need to delete the task values, but I would say avoid eliminating the entire row. You can in this template, but then you would need to insert again more items if you run out of them. So what I would say you do is one of two things. You can use a Task Planner template for the duration of a given project, for example, or assignment, and then start over with another blank new file every time. Chances are you won't need the 1,000 rows anyways. The other thing you can do is you can erase the tasks from the list once you don't need them. For example, if this is completed, I will just select the entire thing and hit on delete. And now I have essentially an item ready to be written on. And by the way, you can also sort all the values. So for example, if I want to sort by completed at the very top, what I could do is I, again, select the entire thing, go to data, go to sort, and then I sort by the status, and then on cell values, alphabetical, okay. And now you can see I have everything completed here at the top. So if I want to delete them all, I can just simply delete from columns D to J, hit delete, and now I have essentially so much space left now. I'm going to hit Ctrl Z now for that, and again. And that's pretty much it. So thanks so much for watching this short demo video. I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to give a thumbs up or leave a comment below. I will continue to upload demos as well as free tutorials and courses to help you level up, so feel free to subscribe to stay tuned. And if you're interested in more productivity and planning tools, you can check out my store. The link is down below. Until next time, stay productive, stay awesome.